Well, this is exciting. First new signing of the close season by Darren Sarll, Luke Wilkinson. Luke, welcome to Woking.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What does it feel like to got things settled quite quickly?
It's very good. Obviously, with being a player and having a family and things like that, it's nice to get things sorted early doors, and I'm delighted to be here.
Brilliant. So tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us about your football journey and anything you want to tell us about yourself, really.
Just if we're going on the journey wise, I started at Bristol City, went through the youth system there, and then moved on to Portsmouth, spent a year there, which didn't quite work out. Obviously, they were in the Premiership at the time, so I was still only a young lad. Moved on to Dagenham and Redbridge, where I finally broke into the first team there and had a really good spell and really enjoyed it. Gained loads of experience at a young age, and then moved on to Luton Town, where I absolutely loved my time there, and obviously you can see what they've gone on to do. Unfortunately they just missed out on the playoffs, but and then on to Stevenage, where I spent 3 or 4 years, I think, playing over 100 games for them, so that was another club, and then moved on to Yeovil, where I've been the last 3 years.
And looking at your record, you've been at a number of clubs, but obviously John Still features quite heavily, and also Darren Sarll. So it looks like managers seem to quite like you and take you when they move on.
Obviously John Still, I owe a lot to him because he gave me my first chance in the professional game, really. So I owe a lot to him, and obviously I think everyone, especially in non-league, knows John Still and what he's done in football. So, and then obviously the gaffer here has, worked with him and really enjoyed working with him, and that's why I'm here now.
And looking again a bit at your record, you got a promotion. You were on loan at Dartford, got a promotion there. I saw you were Player of the Year. Was that Dagenham or?
Dagenham,
yeah. And also you got a League Two Player of the Month. So obviously, some success.
A little bit of success, but I'd like there to be a bit more, and hopefully I can help achieve that here. And
describe yourself as a player. Some of us have seen you play, but just for those who haven't, describe yourself.
Like to play on the ball. Obviously, being a centre half, defending first and foremost, and big and strong in the air, but I like to think I can play as well. So chipping with a few goals. I only scored one this year, but
saving them up.
So hopefully I can chip in with a few more and help out the team that wise as well next year. But clean sheets, being a leader, and try and lead by example.
And obviously there's often a debate about back five, back four. Do you have a preference?
Not really. Whatever the gaffer chooses to play, it's I think formation wise, as long as you've worked on it, it is what it is really. And all you've got to do as a player is go out there and do the best you can in that formation. I think it's just one of those things which some players you get in, it'll suit a different formation, will suit them to what you might have been playing. So it is what it is really.
And in terms of football style, over your 10 or 11 years, have you seen the National League change? Have you seen the style of play change?
So when I was younger at Conference South, it was very sort of long ball. I think teams do try and play a little bit more. Obviously there's still that long ball element in every league. It's I think this league's become basically a League 3 now. If you look at it, really, the amounts of monies teams are spending and things like that, and the players which are dropping out of the Football League to come and play for teams in the National League as well. I think you really look at the league now and go, this is a really, really tough division to get out of, probably tougher than, some would say, tougher than League 2.
I can remember years ago, occasionally we'd play an Oxford or we'd play a Luton and you'd get a pretty big crowd and a pretty fervent atmosphere. Now it seems as though there's 6 or 7 games like that every year.
Definitely. There's been like Wrexhams and Stockports and Chesterfields, Yeovils in this world. They're big clubs at this level. And Grimsby as well. There's Grimsby in there. Probably missed a few more out as well. So there's plenty of big games in this league, but they're all big games. So it doesn't matter who you're playing. Every game's massive.
And Obviously, you got the relationship with Darren, the manager, but what else was the attraction about coming here to Woking?
I think it was when I came and met the gaffer. It was the ambition of this football club. Obviously, he told me about the new owners and things like that, and just going full time, and I really want to be a part of that. I think it's a real challenge, and we want to be fighting at the right end of the table and pushing for playoffs and things like that. So it was a no-brainer for me, really. Is ambition, working with someone who I really respect, and you know, it's a real challenge, and hopefully we can get there next year.
And is there I'm just thinking about it now, is there a similarity with Yeovil in terms of both clubs have got a very strong non-league pedigree, if you like, and history, but both, and Yeovil got into the league, but both looking to progress?
100%. I think, you know, there's 20 odd other teams trying to do what every other team wants to do, so, and that's go up, but there's only one who goes up automatically, obviously, and then there's a lucky one through the playoffs. So look, first and foremost, we've got to work hard, and hopefully we can be in and around it next year, and then who knows.
And the manager's talked a lot about not just obviously getting good players, but also the mentality it takes to succeed. And you know, you've been involved, you've had quite a long career now. I mean, what will it take for the club to progress in terms of the team and mentally? I
think everyone being on the same wavelength, for sure. Definitely pushing in the right direction is a massive thing. But obviously, comes down to on a match day, things aren't always going to go for you. So it's how you respond to that, and always just trying to respond to it in a positive manner, and you know, giving your best. That's all you can do. That's all you can do as a player, and hopefully we get a squad which is good enough to be fighting at the right end of the league. And
I remember our coach last year was saying that, you know, in this league, there's a number of games that you would think we should win that. There's a number of games where you think that's going to be a real challenge. Yeah. But then the vast majority of them is just one moment or one part of the game.
Definitely, and it's the same in most leagues. I would say there's not much between the teams, but it's those little moments in games which obviously lose or win you a game. So it's always about being switched on in the moments and winning both boxes at each end. So hopefully we can do that more times than not next season.
And presumably, you know, having had a lot of experience yourself, you've learned to cope with the occasional disaster, clear your head and move on, and also when you're doing well, think it can change quickly.
Definitely, you know, 1 minute you could be winning 10 on the bounce, the next minute you could lose 10 on the bounce. So it's always being on a level playing field, never too high, never too low, which I learned from John Still. You know, and I think you've got that's always the key, is staying on a level playing field, because you know one week it could change to the next. So if you go in with the same mentality, more often than not, you get the right result.
And so with, you know, presumably younger players in the change room as well, people like yourself and other experienced pros, it's important, isn't it, that you bring that perspective?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously the younger ones, you know, they get excited when they're winning, and so they should, because winning's a hard thing to do. But yeah, us older ones need to keep the younger ones sort of level-headed and keep them performing week in, week out. And if they keep performing week in, week out, then brilliant.
Brilliant. Well, thank you. So you've got it all settled. What's the next month or so for you? Getting a break?
Yeah, little breakaway with the family, and go away, and then back in the gym and get myself fit for pre-season.
Well, I hope it's a great, I won't say summer because it's late spring, it's an early start, but have a great break, and we'll see you back in a few weeks, and welcome to Woking.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.